The Scandalous and Shocking Life of Alben W. Barkley. Alben W. Barkley, the 35th Vice President of the United States under Harry S. Truman, had a long and storied political career. Known for his charismatic personality and dedication to public service, Barkley's life was also marked by a series of intriguing and sometimes scandalous events. This video delves into 10 of the most scandalous and shocking facts about Barkley's life, offering a detailed and captivating look at this historical figure. Fact number 1. Childhood and personal life, the early years. Alben W. Barkley was born on November 24, 1877, in a log cabin in Graves County, Kentucky. His early life was marked by poverty and hard work. Barkley's father, John Wilson Barkley, was a tenant farmer, and his mother, Electra Elam Barkley, managed the household. Despite their struggles, they valued education, which paved the way for Barkley's future success. Barkley married his first wife, Dorothy Brower, in 1903, and they had 3 children, David, Marion, and Laura. His family life, however, was not without its controversies. After Dorothy's death in 1947, Barkley remarried Jane Hadley in 1949, a union that raised eyebrows due to their significant age difference. Barkley was 71 and Hadley was 37. This marriage became a topic of public gossip, highlighting the personal side of Barkley's life that was as tumultuous as his political career. Number 2. Barkley's dedication to his wife, a story of sacrifice. Barkley's first wife, Dorothy, became an invalid due to heart disease, requiring constant care. To afford her medical expenses, Barkley supplemented his $10,000 annual Senate salary with numerous speaking engagements, becoming the most requested orator by the Democratic Speakers Bureau, surpassing even Truman. Barkley's dedication was so intense that he sold their Washington, D.C. home and moved into a smaller apartment to reduce expenses. This period of financial strain and personal sacrifice earned him the affectionate nickname Sparkle Barkell from Marnie Clifford, wife of Truman's naval advisor Clark Clifford, for his unwavering care of his wife. Dorothy's death on March 10, 1947, deeply affected Barkley. In her honor, he donated the $10,000 prize from his Collier Award, won in May 1948, to the University of Louisville School of Medicine. This act of generosity highlighted Barkley's deep love and commitment to his wife, adding a poignant layer to his public image as a devoted husband who balanced personal tragedy with public duty. Number 3. Buchenwald concentration camp, a witness to atrocity. On April 11, 1945, U.S. forces liberated the Buchenwald concentration camp, established in 1937, where at least 56,545 people died. General Dwight D. Eisenhower left rotting corpses unburied so a visiting group of U.S. legislators could truly understand the horror of the atrocities. This group visited Buchenwald on April 24 to inspect the camp and learn firsthand about the enormity of the Nazi final solution and treatment of other prisoners. The legislators included Barkley, Ed Isaac, John M. Mavoris, Dewey Short, C. Wayland Brooks, and Kenneth S. Wary, along with General Omar Bradley and journalists Joseph Pulitzer, Norman Chandler, William I. Nichols, and Julius Oakes Adler. This visit was a shocking and harrowing experience for all involved and reinforced the imperative to bring the perpetrators of such crimes to justice. Barkley's presence at Buchenwald added a grim chapter to his life story, highlighting the atrocities of war and the importance of bearing witness to history's darkest moments. Number 4. The Veep with a Vow, Barkley's secret marriage. In a surprising twist, Alben Barkley's marriage to Jane Hadley was initially kept a secret. The couple eloped on November 18, 1949, in St. Louis, Missouri. This clandestine wedding was a result of Barkley's desire to avoid media scrutiny and public criticism over the age gap. The secret didn't last long, and when the news broke, it created a media frenzy. Barkley's second marriage not only made headlines but also added an element of scandal to his otherwise respectable public image. Despite the initial shock, the couple remained together until Barkley's death, demonstrating that their bond was genuine. Number 5. Political feuds, the fight with President Truman. Barkley's tenure as vice president was not without its internal conflicts. One of the most notable was his feud with President Harry S. Truman. The rift began over policy disagreements and Barkley's feeling of being sidelined in major decisions. In one instance, Barkley publicly contradicted Truman's stance on labor strikes, leading to a significant political fallout. This tension reached its peak when Barkley decided not to seek re-election as vice president in 1952, choosing instead to return to the Senate. Their feud became a part of Washington lore, illustrating the sometimes contentious relationship between the nation's top leaders. Number 6. The 1948 election, Barkley's role in a political upset. The 1948 presidential election is remembered for its unexpected outcome, where Harry S. Truman defeated Thomas E. Dewey. Barkley played a crucial role in this victory. His dynamic speeches and tireless campaigning helped energize the Democratic base. However, the election was not without controversy. Accusations of voter fraud and manipulation were rampant, particularly in Chicago, where Democratic political machines were known for their influence. While there was no direct evidence linking Barkley to these activities, the shadow of scandal loomed over the election, casting doubts on the legitimacy of Truman's victory and Barkley's contributions to it. Number 7. The Veep who wanted more presidential ambitions. Despite his success as vice president, Barkley had his sights set on the presidency. In 1952, he launched a campaign for the Democratic nomination. However, his age, he was 74 at the time, became a significant hurdle. Adlai Stevenson ultimately secured the nomination, but Barkley's bid was marked by intense behind-the-scenes maneuvering and political alliances. Rumors of backroom deals and promises swirled around his campaign, highlighting the cutthroat nature of presidential politics. Though unsuccessful, Barkley's ambition underscored his enduring influence and the lengths to which he would go to achieve his goals. Number 8. The 1952 Convention, a controversial speech. During the 1952 Democratic National Convention, Barkley delivered a speech that became infamous for its controversial content. In a passionate address, he criticized the Republican Party and accused them of fostering an environment of greed and corruption. His remarks were seen as overly aggressive and divisive, causing a backlash within his own party. Some delegates felt that his speech alienated moderate voters and contributed to the Democrats' eventual loss in the general election. This incident highlighted Barkley's fiery oratory skills but also underscored the potential pitfalls of his confrontational style. Number 9. The oldest vice president, a record-breaking tenure. Alben Barkley holds the distinction of being the oldest vice president in U.S. history, having taken office at the age of 71. His advanced age was a topic of significant discussion and concern during his tenure, particularly as he aimed to stay actively involved in the strenuous demands of the role. Despite his age, Barkley's energy and commitment to his duties were evident, earning him respect and admiration from colleagues and the public alike. However, his age also contributed to health issues that eventually caught up with him, culminating in his dramatic death on stage in 1956. Barkley's tenure as the oldest vice president underscored the challenges and triumphs of maintaining a high-level political career later in life, further cementing his legacy as a resilient and dedicated public servant. Number 10. The final speech, a dramatic end. Alben Barkley's life ended as dramatically as it was lived. On April 30, 1956, while delivering a speech at Washington and Lee University, Barkley collapsed and died of a heart attack. His final words, "I would rather be a servant in the house of the Lord than to sit in the seats of the mighty," left a poignant and powerful legacy. Barkley's sudden death on stage was a fitting end to a career filled with dramatic highs and lows. His passing was widely mourned, and his contributions to American politics were celebrated, but the scandals and controversies that marked his life ensured that his legacy would remain complex and multifaceted.